Welcome to the invisible autopsy of a narcissist's mind. You are here because you have been tormented by a specific image, the image of the narcissist living a life of boundless pleasure, hopping from bed to bed, seemingly immune to the consequences of their betrayal. You imagine them as the ultimate player, basking in the glow of new conquests while you sit in the dark, nursing the wounds they inflicted. It feels like a cosmic injustice. It feels like they have discovered a cheat code to happiness, using people for pleasure without paying the price of attachment. But I am here to tell you that what you are witnessing is not freedom. It is a slow, agonizing biological suicide. We are going to rip the mask off the free sex lifestyle and expose the neurological rot underneath. You see the smiles in the selfies, but you do not see the deadness behind the eyes. You do not see the frantic desperation of a brain that has fried its own reward circuits. The narcissist is not winning the breakup by sleeping with strangers. They are accelerating a pathological condition we call the dopamine curse. They are flooding their system with so much cheap sensation that they are permanently destroying their ability to feel joy, peace, or genuine connection. They are not living the dream. They are chasing a dragon that is eating them alive. The haunting question that keeps you awake is, are they happier without me? The answer is a resounding, terrifying no. In fact, they are incapable of happiness. Happiness requires serotonin, oxytocin, and deep bonding. The narcissist trades these for cheap dopamine hits. They are like a lab rat in an experiment, pressing a lever for a pellet of sugar until they collapse from exhaustion. They are consuming bodies, but they are starving for nourishment. The free sex they pursue comes with the highest price tag imaginable, the death of their own soul. You must understand that for a narcissist, sex is not intimacy, it is supply extraction. It is a drug. When they engage in frequent, casual encounters, they are not connecting with another human being, they are harvesting validation. But just like any drug addict, they build up a tolerance. The high that used to last a week now lasts an hour. The thrill of the chase that used to exhilarate them now feels like a tedious chore they must perform just to feel normal. They are on a treadmill of sensation that is speeding up, and they are terrified that if they stop running, the silence will catch them. This video is going to expose the law of diminishing returns in the narcissist's life. You think they are finding someone better than you? Impossible. They are not looking for quality, they are looking for potency. They need a stronger hit to feel anything at all. This drive for novelty pushes them into darker, riskier, and more hollow encounters. They are digging a bottomless pit, throwing stranger after stranger into it, hoping to fill a void that is infinite. They are the architects of their own misery. We are going to validate the intuition you had when you looked into their eyes during the devaluation phase. You saw something vacant. You saw a deadness. That was the dopamine curse taking hold. Their brain is so overstimulated by the pursuit of new supply that they have become desensitized to the subtle, beautiful frequencies of real love. They broke your heart because they were chasing a chemical high, unaware that they were burning down their own house to stay warm for a few minutes. The phrase free sex is a lie. Nothing is free. The cost of treating human beings like disposable objects is that you eventually become an object yourself. The narcissist objectifies themselves. They reduce their entire existence to a performance, a body, a tool for friction. They lose their humanity in the process. They become a sex object in their own mind, constantly anxious about their performance, their looks, and their ability to secure the next target. They are slaves to the hunt. We will dissect the anhedonia that inevitably follows. Anhedonia is the inability to feel pleasure. This is the hell the narcissist lives in. Despite having access to free sex, they feel nothing. They are going through the motions, acting out the script of passion, but inside, they are checking their watch. They are bored. Boredom is the narcissist's kryptonite, and their promiscuity creates a tolerance that ensures they will be bored for the rest of their lives. Why is this secret knowledge? Because the narcissist spends every waking hour curating an image of vitality and desirability. They want you to believe they are the prize. They want the world to think they are sexually superior. But behind closed doors, in the quiet aftermath of a hookup, they are drowning in shame and emptiness. We are going to look at what happens in those quiet moments when the dopamine crashes and the demons come out to play. Prepare yourself. We are going to walk through the ruins of the narcissist's brain. We are going to see that their lifestyle is not a badge of honor, but a clinical symptom of a severe disorder. By the end of this video, you will no longer feel jealousy. You will feel a profound, chilling relief that you are not trapped in the dopamine loop with them. Let's expose the curse. To understand the dopamine curse, you must understand the reward circuitry of a predator. In a healthy brain, sex releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It makes you feel safe, connected, and warm. It builds a bridge between two souls. The narcissist's brain is wired differently. They don't want the bridge, they want the trophy. Their brain releases massive amounts of dopamine during the chase and the conquest. But the moment the conquest is secured, the dopamine cuts off. This is why they discard you. The chemical tap runs dry. They are biologically incapable of sustaining interest because they are addicted to the acquisition, not the possession. They suffer from the Coolidge effect on steroids. This biological phenomenon drives males and females to seek new partners when the old one becomes familiar. For a narcissist, familiar equals worthless. Their brain interprets stability as stagnation. They need the spike of a new person to feel alive. This forces them into a perpetual cycle of idealize, devalue, discard. They are not choosing to leave. Their fried neural pathways are demanding a new stimulus. They are puppets dancing to the strings of their own addiction. The tolerance wall is the brutal reality they face. Just like a heroin addict needs a higher dose to get the same high, the narcissist needs more extreme validation. Simple sex isn't enough. They need forbidden sex. They need cheating, triangles, high-risk scenarios, or deviant behaviors to squeeze a drop of dopamine out of their exhausted glands. This escalation destroys their life. They risk their careers, their families, and their health, not because they are brave, but because they are desperate junkies. Self-objectification turns inward and eats them alive. By viewing others as meat, they subconsciously view themselves as meat. Their self-worth becomes entirely tethered to their sexual market value. This creates a paralyzing anxiety about aging. Every gray hair, every wrinkle, every rejection is a catastrophic blow to their ego. They are terrified that the free sex train is going to stop running, leaving them stranded at the station with no ticket and no destination. The void is the central character in this tragedy. The narcissist has no core self. They are a black hole wrapped in skin. They try to fill this black hole with other people. But you cannot fill a spiritual void with physical friction. Every casual encounter is like throwing a pebble into the Grand Canyon. It makes no difference. The futility of their actions drives them mad. They sleep with 10 people and feel 10 times lonelier than before. They experience intimacy anorexia. While they are gorging themselves on sex, they are starving for intimacy. They are malnourished spirits. They are surrounded by bodies, yet untouched by love. This creates a dissonance in their brain. They crave the one true love fantasy, but their behavior makes it impossible to achieve. They are sabotaging their own salvation every single night. They are locking the door to their heart and then screaming that no one is visiting them. Dissociation becomes their default state. During these casual encounters, the narcissist often isn't even there. They dissociate. They watch the act from a third-person perspective, critiquing their performance like a director. They are not feeling, they are filming a mental movie where they are the star. This detachment means they never actually experience the pleasure they are chasing. They are ghosts haunting their own bedrooms. The shame-rage spiral kicks in immediately post-coitus. After the dopamine crashes, prolactin rises. In a narcissist, this triggers a feeling of disgust. They look at the partner they just seduced and feel repulsed. They feel dirty. They project this dirtiness onto the partner. This is why they act cold, cruel, or leave immediately after sex. They are trying to run away from the shame of their own emptiness. They hate the partner for witnessing their hollow need. The predatory scan destroys their ability to be present. Even when they are with someone, their brain is constantly scanning the room for the next option. This hypervigilance burns them out. They can never relax. They can never just be. They are always hunting, always calculating, always comparing. This mental load is exhausting. Their brain is a browser with 500 tabs open, and it is crashing. Ultimately, the dopamine curse leads to emotional zombification. The neural pathways for empathy, gratitude, and contentment atrophy from disuse. The pathways for seeking, craving, and consuming become highways. They become biological robots programmed to seduce and destroy. They lose the ability to be human. They become the walking dead, consuming the living to feel a spark of life. The dramatic turning point arrives when the biology betrays them. There comes a day when the narcissist looks in the mirror or at their phone, and the dopamine doesn't come. The thrill is gone. They have slept with everyone, done everything, and they still feel miserable. This realization is the psychological crash. They realize that the free sex lifestyle was a trap. They are trapped in a body that demands more than they can give, and a mind that demands more than the world can offer. The desperation phase begins. Panic sets in. They start frantically swiping on apps, lowering their standards, reaching out to old supply, hoovering. They are like a starving animal scavenging for scraps. The king or queen facade crumbles. They are no longer selecting, they are begging. They need the hit, and they will take it from anyone. This loss of selectivity is a massive blow to their grandiosity. The new supply failure hits them hard. They might secure a new partner, thinking this is the one who will fix my dopamine receptors. But because their brain is fried, the new relationship energy burns out in weeks instead of months. The cycle speeds up. They discard faster. They cheat sooner. They realize they are broken. The problem isn't the supply, the problem is the machine. The machine is broken. The dead eyes phenomenon becomes permanent. You can see it in their photos. The light is gone. They look predatory, shark-like, and cold. People start to notice. The charm that used to work effortlessly now feels forced and creepy. Potential partners sense the hunger and recoil. The narcissist is losing their touch, and for them, this is the equivalent of death. Reputation rot sets in. You can't be a town bicycle forever without getting a flat tire. People talk. The stories of their usage, their cheating, and their coldness spread. They are branded as unsafe. The high-quality partners avoid them. They are left with other toxic, broken people. They are stuck in a swamp of their own making, surrounded by the bottom feeders of the dating pool. They experience phantom flashbacks of you. In their darkest moments of dopamine withdrawal, their brain flashes back to the one person who offered real oxytocin, you. They remember the safety. They remember the lack of performance pressure. But instead of feeling love, they feel rage. They hate you for being the benchmark they can no longer reach. They hate you for having the real thing while they are stuck with the counterfeit. The performance anxiety cripples them. The pressure to be the god of sex causes dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction or inability to climax becomes common. Their body goes on strike. It refuses to participate in the charade anymore. This strikes at the very core of their somatic narcissism. If they can't perform, they don't exist. They are reduced to nothing. The loneliness in a crowd becomes unbearable. They might be at a party, surrounded by admirers, or in a bed with a beautiful stranger, and they feel like they are the last person on earth. The disconnection is absolute. They are screaming behind a glass wall, and no one can hear them. The free sex has built a fortress of isolation around them. They attempt darker coping mechanisms. To replace the fading sexual high, they turn to substances, gambling, or extreme porn addiction. The addiction metastasizes. It spreads to every area of their life. They are trying to numb the numbness. They are trying to feel something other than the gnawing void. The turning point ends with the horrifying acceptance that they are unfixable. They realize on a subconscious level that they have crossed a line of no return. They have rewired their brains so thoroughly for novelty that they are structurally incapable of happiness. They are doomed to run the race until they drop. As the narcissist ages, the dopamine curse enters its terminal phase. They become the creep. The aging narcissist who still chases casual sex looks pathetic. The gray hair, the desperate clothing, the inappropriate flirting, it induces pity and disgust in others. They have become a caricature of their former self. The player is now the pest. Society stops celebrating them and starts tolerating them. They suffer from emotional dementia. Just as dementia erodes memory, the dopamine curse erodes emotional capability. They forget how to have a conversation that isn't transactional. They forget how to listen. They forget how to care. They become social invalids, capable only of superficial mimicry. They are empty shells rattling in the wind. The physical toll is undeniable. A lifetime of promiscuity, late nights, stress, and shallow connections ages them rapidly. They look haggard. The glow they prized is replaced by a gray, washed-out complexion. They catch STIs or develop health issues related to their lifestyle. Their body, once their temple, becomes a crumbling ruin. Paranoia becomes their only companion. Because they have betrayed everyone, they assume everyone is betraying them. They live in a fortress of suspicion. They die alone because they wouldn't let anyone get close enough to hold their hand. They view every outstretched hand as a threat, not a comfort. The legacy of nothingness. What have they built? Nothing. They have a list of names, a list of bodies, and a list of regrets. They have no deep roots. When the storm comes, they are blown away. They have no family who truly knows them, no partner who truly loves them. They are driftwoods in the ocean of life. They become bitter historians. They spend their final years recounting their glory days. I had so many women and men. I was a legend. They tell these stories to anyone who will listen, trying to convince themselves that it mattered. But the listener just sees a sad, lonely old person living in the past. The trophies are dusty. The victories are forgotten. The inner voice turns demonic. The dopamine used to silence the inner critic. Now that the dopamine is gone, the critic screams. You are worthless. You are ugly. You are alone. They live in a constant state of internal verbal abuse. They are trapped in a room with their worst enemy, themselves. They experience spiritual bankruptcy. They spent their spiritual currency on cheap thrills. Now they are broke. They have no reserves of peace, wisdom, or love to draw upon in their old age. They are spiritually destitute. They stare into the abyss of death and see nothing but the reflection of their own wasted potential. The final discard comes from life itself. Life discards them. They are no longer relevant. The dating market discards them. The social scene discards them. They are left on the shelf, unused and unwanted. The free sex they chased has cost them their place in the world. Ultimately, they live in hell. Hell is not fire. Hell is the inability to love. The narcissist has systematically destroyed their ability to love through their addiction to dopamine. They are frozen in a state of eternal hunger, forever seeking, never finding, never resting. So, what is the final truth you must hold on to? It is this: their free sex lifestyle was never a sign of their value, it was a symptom of their brokenness. Do not envy the addict their needle. Do not envy the narcissist their new supply. They are injecting a temporary cure for a permanent soul sickness. They are not having fun, they are running for their lives from the demons in their head. You must realize that you are the one who escaped with your soul intact. You felt the pain of the breakup because your dopamine receptors are healthy. You felt the loss because you are capable of bonding. Your pain is the proof of your humanity. Their numbness is the proof of their pathology. The dopamine curse is a prison you cannot see, but it is real. They are locked inside it. Every new partner is just another bar on the cell window. They think they are opening doors, but they are just walking into smaller and smaller rooms. You have the power of neuroplasticity. You can heal. You can rewire your brain for healthy love, for peace, for stability. They cannot. They are stuck in the loop. You are moving forward on a straight line toward a better future. Stop looking at their social media. It is a fake advertisement for a product that doesn't exist. The smiles are fake. The joy is fake. The only thing real is the desperation behind the scenes. Don't buy the lie. Let them have their free sex. It is costing them everything. It is costing them the ability to look in the mirror and like what they see. It is costing them the chance to ever be truly known and truly loved. That is a price you were too smart to pay. Justice is not always a lightning bolt from the sky. Sometimes, justice is simply biology doing its job. The brain punishes those who abuse it. The narcissist is living in a biological prison of their own making. That is their punishment. Stand tall in your integrity. You chose depth over width. You chose connection over friction. You chose the hard path of healing over the easy path of numbing. That makes you the strong one. The narcissist will continue to consume until they are consumed. You will continue to grow until you bloom. The curse is theirs to keep. The freedom is yours to claim. Walk away and never look back.